The ocean is a realm of silence, but today it screams with war. A united front dives into the abyss, led by a king who knows that peace is often purchased with blood. Years ago, under the golden light of a setting sun, a father taught his son a hard truth. He warned that life would break him, that failure was inevitable, and that the darkness would always try to drag him down. Arthur remembered the hurricane, the desperate swim through wreckage, and the crushing weight of a family he could not save. It was the moment he learned that even his strength had limits against the cruelty of nature. But his father gave him a code to live by, to be unconquerable, to rise above the pain like the tide itself, never settling for anything less than the man he was meant to be. That lesson echoes now as the deep erupts into violence. Surrounded by enemies, the king fights not for glory, but for survival, his trident flashing against a tide of monsters intent on destruction. Chaos reigns as lines are drawn and crossed. Betrayal and blades flash in the dark water, the enemy striking relentlessly at the heroes, testing the limits of their endurance and their loyalty. Explosions tear through the silence, seemingly ending the threat, but the true horror merely sheds its disguise. Dagon, the eternal demon, rises from the smoke, mocking the very idea of mortality. The beast reveals its true form, a nightmare of eldritch flesh and teeth. It looms over the battlefield, a god of chaos demanding fear, daring the little king to show his bravery now. Even as the odds crumble, Arthur Curry finds his resolve. With his allies rallying and his honor intact, he vows to meet this monster with a clean conscience and a bloody sword. But the price of war is steep. The command ship falls, allies are scattered, and the king himself is caught off guard, a fatal blow piercing through his chest and shattering the hope of his people. Silence returns. The king drifts downward, apologizing to those he loves as his life bleeds out into the water. The king of Atlantis is dead, and the darkness rises to claim him. Yet the ocean is not a grave, it is a womb. The mysterious energy of the blue whispers to his fading mind, offering him power and vengeance if he agrees to become its vessel against the encroaching evil. He accepts the call. As the demon Dagon gloats over his victory, the water begins to boil. A dark tide surges, not of nature, but of pure, ancient magic responding to a master's command. The man who died is gone. A god of the seas returns. Glowing with the raw energy of the ocean, he aims to do the impossible and kill an immortal, his power crackling through the water. Reciting the words of his father, he becomes the storm. Out of the night that covers him, he charges into the jaws of the beast, his soul unconquerable, his will absolute. He tears through the demon with the fury of the entire ocean. He is the master of his fate, the captain of his soul, striking down the nightmare with a blinding explosion of righteous power. The monster dissolves, unable to withstand the might of the blue. The energy dissipates, leaving behind only the silence of victory and a king who has transcended death itself. As the waters calm, the survivors gather in the wake of the miracle. The battle is won, the ancient evil is vanquished, and it is finally time for the weary king to go home.